So we're going to start with an opening prayer, followed by an inspirational speech, and then dinner. Then we will give out the certificates and then recognize our graduates this year, followed by tea and coffee. Then we will go on to the closing remarks of the night, and then we'll be cutting the cake, followed with champagne. I would like to bring up ጠላታችሁን members tonight at Masu to bring us in with a prayer.
ሰላም ተቆ ደግሞ ከእስራኤል ነሳስ ወይዋና ላይ ተመሰገነ ይሁንልን። ወላጆች በቅርብ እየተንከባከባቸው ልጆችን ያሳደጋቸው እግዚአብሔር በቸርነቱ ጠብቆ ልጆቻችን እዚህ ስላደረሰልን እንኳን ደስ አላችሁ። ቀጣይ ወዳቸው ደግሞ መልካም እንዲሆንላቸው ቅዱስ ፈቃዱ ይርዳን። ቅዱስ አምላክ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ የቸርነትን ስራ እንድትሰራልን አሁን ደግሞ በመካከላችን ተገኝተህ የሚያዘጋጀውን በረከት እንድትባረክልን ይልቁንም በየቀኑ እንዳይን ብለን የምናያቸው ልጆቻችን እንዳሰብነው እንደጸለየነው ጸሎት ተቀብለህ ለቁም ነገር እንድታበቃለን እነሱን ደግሞ ወልደው ለማሳደግ አሳድገው ለመመረቅ እንድታበቃቸው ቅዱስ ፈቃድ ይርዳን። አምላክ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ ያስተማሯቸው ያሳደጓቸው መምህራቸው ሀገራቸውን ሕዝባቸውን ሁሉ ባርከላቸው ደግሞ እነሱንም ውጤታማ ሰዎች እንድታደርግልን ቅዱስ ስምህን ጠርተን እንለምንሃለን። አባታችን ሆይ በሰማያት የምትኖር ስምህ ይቀደስ፣ መንግሥትህ ትምጣ፣ ፈቃድህ በሰማይ እንደሆነች እንዲሁ በምድር ትሁን። የዕለት እንጀራችንን ስጠን ዛሬ፣ በደላችንን ይቅር በለን እኛም የበደሉንን ቅዱስ ፈቃድህ ይማረን። አቤቱ ወደ ፈተና አታግባን ከክፉ ሁሉ አድነን እንጂ መንግሥት ያንተ ናትና ኃይል፣ ክብር፣ ምስጋና ለዘላለሙ አሜን። እመቤታችን ቅድስት ማርያም ሆይ በመልአኩ በቅዱስ ገብርኤል ሰላምታ ሰላም እንልሻለን። በሐሳብሽ ድንግል ነሽ፣ በሥጋሽም ድንግል ነሽ። አሸናፊ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ ሰላምታ ላንቺ ይገባሻል። ከሴቶች ሁሉ ተለይተሽ አንቺ የተባረክሽ ነሽ፣ ማኅፀንሽ ፍሬ የሆነ ነው። ጸጋን የተሞላሽ ቅድስት ሆይ ደስ ይበልሽ፣ ልዑል እግዚአብሔር ከአንቺ ጋር ነውና በተወደደው ልጅሽ በጌታችን በመድኃኒታችን በእውነት ለምኝልን፣ ኃጢአታችንን ያስተሰርይልን ለዘላለሙ አሜን። ሩቅ እግዚአብሔር ሁላችሁን ይባርካችሁ። ያላችሁበት ቁጭ በሉ። መርሃ ግብራችን ወደ ልጃችን ወደ ግሩፕ በመመልሰው ወደ አቤት መመልሳቸው አንድ ቃል ብቻ እናገራለሁ። የድርሻዬን እሺ፣ እንደቆማችሁ መናገር እችል ነበር። እኔ ግን ሰው ቆሞ ቃል ስናገር የቆመው ሰው ድካም የሚታየኝ የምናገረው ቃል ማስተዋል አልችልም። አንድ ቃል ልንገራችሁ። ስናድግ ከመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ቃል የማንረሳት የተማረውም ያልተማረው ሰው የሚያውቃት አንዲት የመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ቃል አለች። ያቺ ቃል የጥበብ መጀመሪያ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው። ይችን ቃል የማያውቅ ኢትዮጵያዊ ወይም ኦርቶዶክሳዊ የለም። የጥበብ መጀመሪያ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው የምትለው ቃል ሁላችን እናውቃታለን። ቃሏ እግዚአብሔር እንዴት ይፈራል የሚለው ጥያቄ ብዙዎቹን ሰዎች ያነጋግራቸዋል። እግዚአብሔር አባት ሲሆን፣ ቸር ሲሆን፣ ርኅሩህ ሲሆን ለምን ይፈራል የሚለውን ብዙ ሰዎች ይጠይቃሉ። ግን ብዙ ሰዎች የማይጠይቁት ጥበብ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው? ጥበብ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው? እና በእናንተ ቋንቋ ጥበብ የምትሉት ምኑን ነው? አይደለም። ጥበብ ማለት ማለት ነው ራሱ አሁን የጥበብ መጀመሪያ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው እንላለን። ግን ጥበብ ማለት ማለት ነው ሲባል አናውቅም። የጥበብ መፍራት የጥበብ መጀመሪያ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው። ጥበብ ያልቃል አያልቅም? የጥበብ ደግሞ መጨረሻ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው። የሚገርማቸው ነገር ሰሎሞን ምን ላመሰላችሁ? ወደ ነገሮች ሁሉ ፍጻሜ እንሂድ፣ ይህ የሰው ሁለንተናው ነውና እግዚአብሔርን ፍራ ይላል መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ። ወደ ነገሮች ሁሉ ፍጻሜ እንሂድ እና ሰሎሞን ይህ የሰው ሁለንተናው ነውና እግዚአብሔርን ፍራ ይላል። ጥበብ ማለት ማለት ነው ግን ብዬ አችን ቃል ብቻ ነግራችሁ ቀመጣለሁ። ጥበብ ማለት ሕይወትን እንዴት መምራት እንዳለብን ማወቅ። ጥበብ ማለት ለአንድ ሰው ሕይወቱን እንዴት መምራት እንዳለበት የሚያውቅ ሰው እሱ ጥበበኛ ነበር። እከሌ ባኗኗሩ ጠቢብ ነው፣ አዋቂ ነው፣ ብልህ ነው የሚባለው ጥበበኛ ነው። እከሌ ባኗኗሯ ጥበበኛ ናት፣ አዋቂ ናት፣ ብልህ ናት፣ ሕይወቷን እንዴት መምራት እንዳለባት ታውቅበታለች ይባላል። ስለዚህ ሕይወትን እንዴት አድርጎ መምራት ለማወቅ መጀመሪያው ጥበብ ወይም መጀመሪያው እውቀት እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው። ስለዚህ ተመልከቱ፣ አሁን ልጆቻችን ሲመረቁ የሚታየው የወላጆቻቸው ጥበብ ነው። ወላጆች ሕይወታቸውን እንዴት መምራት እንዳለባቸው በሰው ሀገር በሰው ቋንቋ የራሳቸውን ሕይወት መርታቸው ልጆቻቸውን እንዴት ማድረግ እንዳለባቸው አሳይታቸው ዛሬ ልጆቻቸውን ሕይወታቸውን እንዴት መምራት እንዳለባቸው ከማጀት አስተምራቸው ለአደባባይ ለመድረክ አበቃቸዋቸው። አሁን ልጆቻችን ደግሞ ሕይወታቸውን እንዴት መምርተው እንደናንተ ልጅ አሳድገው ልጆቻቸውን ሲያስመርቁ ያን ጊዜ ደግሞ እነሱ ብልሆች ናቸው፣ ጠቢቦች ናቸው፣ አስተዋዮች ናቸው፣ ቁም ነገረኞች ናቸው እንላቸዋለን። ደጋግሜ እንደምናገረው አሁን ጊዜ የሚታዩት ገና እናንተ ናቸው። ልጆቻችን የምናያቸው ናቸው። ነገር ግን ልጅ ዘር ካልተዉ ለቁም ነገረኞች ካልሆኑ በዚህ ሀገር ሕይወታቸውን መርጠው የእናንተን ስም የማያስጠሩ ከሆኑ ጠበኞች አይደሉም፣ ብልሆች አይደሉም፣ አስተዋዮች አይደሉም ብለን እንሰራለን። ልጆች እግዚአብሔር ባርካችሁ፣ ወላጆች እንኳን ደስ አላችሁ። ሁልጊዜ ይችን ነገር ለልጆቻችን ኖራቸው። የጥበብ መጀመሪያ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው። ጥበብ ማለት ሕይወትን እንዴት መምራት እንዳለባቸው ማወቅ ነበራቸው። ልጆቻችን እግዚአብሔር ባርካቸው፣ እግዚአብሔር ባርካቸው።
So I would like to thank Udase again for giving me that kind introduction earlier. And I hope everyone is doing well tonight and excited for this evening's event, celebrating the wonderful graduates and their accomplishments. On behalf of the graduates of last year and myself, I would like to sincerely say congratulations. Although academia only takes a portion of our lives, it is a difficult portion to navigate through. We all have different circumstances and obstacles that we must learn to surpass and learn, and hopefully we come out of the other end stronger in our capabilities and wiser to our surroundings. It is important to note to the generation following behind us, our fellow high school graduates and those in the crowd, that learning does not only occur in a classroom. We learn from those in our communities, our families, the situations that we may find ourselves in. Most importantly, we learn from our failures. Our failures teach us what works and what doesn't, and how we respond when we are faced with times of uncertainty. So my message to the graduates and the young adults in the room is don't be afraid to fail. In the pursuit of learning, our failures should only be seen negatively if we decide not to acknowledge it and do nothing about it. You are all wonderfully beautiful, and I hope you are as proud of yourselves and your achievements as much as we all are today. Graduates and guests, enjoy the celebrations. Thank you. I'm going to call His Excellency Ambassador Tennison to make a speech.
ወንድሞቼ እንደምን ዋላችሁ፣ እንደምን ሰነበታችሁ። በዚህ አጋጣሚ ተማሪዎቹ ምሩቃኑን ሌሎቹንም እዚህ አድሬስ እንዳደረጋቸው እድል ስለተሰጠኝ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። መልዕክቱን ለማስተላለፍ ከአማርኛ ይልቅ በእንግሊዝኛ ቢሆን እንደሚመረጥ ወይም እንደሚሻል ግምት ስለወሰድኩ ይኸው ደግሞ ስለተነገረኝ ያዘጋጀሁት በእንግሊዝኛ ነው እና በጥሞና እንድታዳምጡ እጠይቃችኋለሁ። I salute you, dear graduates, for reaching important milestones in your academic lives and for being exemplary to your younger compatriots assembled here today. Praise be to God, as well as your parents, for guiding and nurturing you on your successful journey. Let's hope that in return or reciprocation, you will ወደድኳችሁን መልሳችሁ ትወዳላችሁ የሚል እምነት አለን። You are all in the land of opportunity where you can be whatever you want to be. A far cry from the places where your parents and the speaker came from. In his case, that is in the speaker's case, he saw for the first time a tin-roofed dwelling, a bicycle, a vehicle, men wearing suits and shoes, electric light, running or tap water, the Hahu alphabet, pastry, sugar and the like when he was 7 years old. Soon after landing in Addis, he was accosted by a cruel tormentor called German measles, or coughing in Amharic, which robbed him of his left eyesight. This personal setback was on top of the loss of his mother 4 years earlier, at the tender age of less than 3. As if such adversity had been declared the driving force for personal advancement, this የለየለት ባላገር boy from Muher in Gurageland proceeded to become a graduate from college with great distinction, winner of the University Chancellor's Gold Medal Award, Chief Credit Officer at a private bank at the age of 24, full scholarship student in an American Ivy League University, Central Bank Governor, Government Minister, and Ambassador, but only to crash down to earth as an unemployed, destitute refugee surviving on the strength of government welfare here in Ottawa. Then he was resurrected or given another lease on life as an IMF General Advisor in an African Central Bank, which enabled him to put food on the table and roof over the head of his family. You may wish to know that he has documented his life journey in his autobiography titled ብዙ አየሁ. He attributes his good fortune mainly to providence, unstinted support from his father and siblings, and partly to self-belief. In that, he never had any doubt that he could deliver what was expected of him, and that he could draw the best out of himself whenever circumstances demanded it. He may also have internalized and put into practice a piece of advice he received from a sage or a wise man at an early age that says, be good at anything you do, even sweeping the floor. Consequently, he rarely found himself left behind his peers or a disappointment to those who place their trust in him. However, the same thing cannot be said about his technological prowess. In this age of breathtaking innovation and change, he finds himself quite challenged in this respect. All is not lost though. Our children grow Helena, Norawi, Kedis, and Johannes. Have compensated for the said deficiency more than enough. የወለዱት ወላድ የሚለው አባባል ይህንን ይጨምራል። Not only that, they have or they leave no stone unturned to ensure that their parents' necessities are taken care of fully. My dear wife and best friend is a Gannet, and I wish all parents to be blessed with such children and be visited with corresponding fortune. When I was in elementary school, we, TekleHaimanot, that is in Addis, used to walk some distance to listen to news and music broadcasts, courtesy of a public radio system installed in the middle of Mercato, as our families did not have radio sets at all. As you know, most of the things we take for granted today are relatively new or of recent origin. Some 20 or 30 years from now, when we, your parents, will have departed this world to join our ancestors in heaven, you, parents of our grand and grandchildren, will look back at today and marvel at the comparative progress your generation has been able to achieve. Luckily for you, you are now seated front and center in a position to underwrite and affect future progress. Thanks to your parents, having brought you here in person or as DNA materials tucked in the inner recesses of their bodies. In order for you to partake or participate in future innovations and discoveries and claim your rightful places in Canada or for that matter in the world, you need to pay heed to the following guidance. 1. Keep your body and mind safe and clean. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke. Don't abuse alcohol or food. Live within your means. Avoid credit card debt in order to be free from modern day slavery or ጭንቀት. Keep away from bad dudes who with corrupting influences. In short, keep healthy. 2. Think in broad terms about your place in the universe. Don't confine yourself to a very small corner by fanatically clinging to narrow nationalism or parochialism. In other words, don't undermine or devalue your full membership in the community of nations. Don't relegate yourself in your own mind to an inferior and defensive position. Maintain and nurture an unbridled belief in yourself and your ability to soar to the heavens to attain your dreams. Don't let anyone put you down or tell you that you cannot do it. Yes, you can. Ask President Obama. Earn your living honestly and enjoy life in moderation. 3. Work hard. The old adage, no pain, no gain, holds true for all ages and places. Don't be addicted to shortcuts or the easy way out or to frivolous social messaging or alubalta that eats too much into your reading and study time. In Ethiopian parlance, በዋዛ ፈዛዛ ጊዜያችሁን አታጥፉ. Know that the Almighty rewards those who exert themselves to the best of their abilities. Don't place too much faith in the Ethiopian proverb that states, "Atrut angat." The most appropriate rendition, in my opinion, should have been, "ተቀማጭ ድንጋይ ሆኖ ይቀራል ወይም ይበሰብሳል." Four, purge the pernicious needy syndrome from your thoughts. Keep in mind that you are a social animal who must necessarily reach out to her fellow human beings for survival and well-being. Those who think they can be happy on their own are simply misguided and delusional. Five, aspire to be better than your parents. It can be asserted that our parents brought us to this world driven by an instinctive understanding or innate knowledge that bringing better children to this world is the sure way to bring about societal improvements and progress. You better believe it. Six, practice righteousness. Love justice and truth. Promote love, not hate. Promote unity and cohesion, not division and dissension. Stretch out your hands to the needy. Be compassionate and magnanimous. Never harm or defraud others. Never be afraid to defend the weak, the vulnerable, and the downtrodden. By the same token, don't be shy to defend your legitimate rights and privileges, and be assertive when the occasion calls for it. 7, grab opportunities when they come your way. Every day we are presented or confronted with different choices. Those who grab the right opportunities at the right times for the right reasons are destined to move ahead. 8, and the last one, learn to take responsibility for your actions. We humans have the unforgivable tendency to blame others for our faults or misfortunes. This state of mind is likely to not only create costly misunderstanding with our friends and benefactors, but also to deprive us of opportunities to correct our mistakes, thus preventing us from improving ourselves or achieving better outcomes in the future. Dear youngsters, the above 8-point guidance is intended to supplement the Bible's 10 commandments. The two sets, that is, the guidance and the 10 commandments in combination, will surely help you to become worthy and upright men and women, envied by many, and a source of pride to your parents as well as other folks who love you and care about you. The ball is now in your court. May God help and guide you in your long journey into the future. Amen.
Thank you to Your Excellency, Ambassador Tabitha, for that speech. So if I may everybody's attention for just the next couple minutes. Please, thank you. So we will be starting dinner soon, but before we start, we're going to do 2 songs. So if I can get everybody to stand. So we'll be starting with Xavier and let's go.
ለአዳም
አንቺ ነሽ ተስፋው ለአዳም
የዛሬው ስነግጥም ጥቅል ስለሆነ በጥቅል ነው የማቀርበው። በስመ አብ ወወልድ ወመንፈስ ቅዱስ የሰራዊት ጌታ የሁሉ ፈጣሪ የምትወደስ ጠፍተዋል፣ ሞተዋል፣ በአውሬ ተበልተዋል፣ እንዳልነበር ሆነው በሜዳ ቀርተዋል ተብሎ ሲወራ ሁሉ ተስፋ ሲቆርጥ ወገን ሲሸበር የወለደም አንጀት አንተኑ ሲታገል በጸሎት ሲጥር በራስ ደግነት በራስ ጥበቃ ቸርነት በዝቶ ለዚህ ስንበቃ ዘር እንድናፈራ ስለፈቀድክልን ትውልድ የሚተካ እንደ ቅዱስ ቃል የሚመካ ቢኖር በጌታ ይመካል። ምስጋና ይድረስህ። ከተሰበሰብነው በቅዱሱ ደብር ደስታችን ባንተ ነው። አልፋና ኦሜጋ ዘላለም ክብር። የዛሬው ደስታ እንዲያስገኝ እርካታ የሆነን አለኝታ መንገድና እውነት ሕይወት ክንዳችን ነው ጌታ። ስለዚህ ሁላችን ከልብ እናስበው። የዛሬውን ቀን ከእምነት የመነጨ ምስጋና እንዲደርሰው ለአምላካችን። ውድ ልጆቻችን ዛሬ ተራምዳችሁ ለነገ እንድትበቁ እምነት መሰረት ነው። መጨረሻችሁን እንድታዘኑ ዓለም በወረቷ በመሾም መሻሯ ጊዜያችሁን ነጥቃ ልማድ አላትና አባክና ማስቀረት ከአምላክ ቤት አርቃ ብልህ በሚያደርገው በመልካሙ መንገድ መጓዝን ልመዱ። የፈጣሪ ፍቅር በቤቱ መታችሁ በመጸለይ ማሉ። የእናት ኦርቶዶክስ ልጅነታችሁን እውን ስታደርጉ በዓለም ለማሸነፍ ቁልፍ ይሆናችኋል ሳታፈገፍጉ። አዋቂ ነን ያሉ በተናገሩበት እውቀት ባይበቃቸው ኑሯቸው መስክሯል። ተስፋ ቢስነቱ ባዶነት ከቧቸው። በዓለም በመኖር ዓለምን ጠልቆ በዓለም መመረቅ ከውድቀት ቢያድንም ከአመለካከት ከመዘባረቅ ስኬቱ እንዲያይል ያለመጨናነቅ ሚዛን እንዲደፋ ህብረትን እንፍጠር ከዘላለማዊው ከማያንቀላፋ። እውቀት ለአዋቂነት እርከን ስትሆን መውጫ ከዓለም አይደለም ከጥበብ ነው ምንጯ። ጥበብም ስትዋብ በህብረ ቀለሟ እግዚአብሔርን መፍራት ነው መለያ አርማዋ። ያለ አስዋቢ ውበት ያለ ሰሪ ስራ ከእጃችን ብንሻ መዋለድ ብቻ ነው የኑሮ ኪሳራ ያጣ መጨረሻ። ቅዱሱ ባለቤት ተጠቦን ያበጀን እግዚአብሔር ነውና እሱን በመታመን እሱን በማስቀደም በእምነት እንጽና። ምራን ያስከትለኝ በልቤ ላይ ንገስ ማለት ምርጫችን ነው። አሸናፊነትም ክንዱ ተደግፎ ምስጋና ማቅረብ ነው። ላደረግነው ጉዞ የራስ መመዘኛ ተመሰረቱ የማያዳላውን እግዚአብሔር መያዝ ነው። ሁሉም በየቤቱ በአምላክነቱ ዘውትር አመስግኖ ለክብሩ ዝቅ ብሎ የወደቀ የለም በድል ከማሸብረቅ ሐሳቡን ጠቅሎ። የንጉሱ ልጆች ስለመሆናችን አትጠራጠሩ። ዛሬም አይታችኋል እኛን ስትተኩ ነገርን አስተምሩ። ላለው ለኛ ሁላችን ይገባዋልና ለበረከት እጁ ቸር ለሆነን ጌታ እስኪ በሁላችን ደስታችን ይገለጥ ይሰማ በደስታ።
Thank you, Dr. for those words. Now I'm going to call one of the graduates, TekleHaimanot, to say a few words on behalf of everyone.
If you don't know me, my name is Beta. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. First of all, before I start my typical graduation speech, it's only right to thank the community for allowing me to speak in front of everybody. So it's truly a blessing to be here in front of you, representing all of the graduates, so thank you. I want to start off by saying what I've learned the most throughout my journey, the past 7 years of my university career. That's that no matter what knocks you down in life, you gotta get back up and you gotta keep going. You never give up because great blessings and great things come after great perseverance. This has been my motivation and the motivation for many of the graduates here today throughout their university or college or high school careers. And perhaps the best advice that I can give for the next generation to come. It has not been an easy road for any of us here. We have all faced many challenges and obstacles throughout the years. But we are gathered here today because we never gave up. We pushed day after day, year after year, with sleepless nights and long hours of studying and sometimes even forgetting to eat. But these are just a few of the challenges that we have overcome. When I was asked to talk today, I thought to myself, what makes this group of graduates here today in our Ethiopian community different than the group of graduates outside of our Ethiopian community? What has made our struggle in our community different than the struggle of people outside of our community? And the answer that I concluded was that ultimately our weaknesses have become our biggest strength. And what I mean by this is that as first or second generation Ethiopian immigrants, we have faced so many challenges such as language barriers, financial and economic struggles, feelings of exclusion, or feeling as though we do not belong all the time. But thanks to these challenges, we have grown to become stronger and to push to greatness. Overcoming these challenges while trying to obtain a university or college or even high school degree has not always been easy, but we as a community have proven to be stronger than these challenges. Like many of us here, I would like to dedicate this day or diploma or your degree to all of the parents who we owe so much to. Our parents that have allowed us and given us the freedom to choose our field of study and interest. Our parents that have made endless sacrifices to allow us to make it to this day. To the single mothers and to the single fathers who have done everything in their power to support their family, we thank you. There's a little bit more. Many of our parents here today have made it to this country as refugees because they have escaped maybe war or political persecution or a very difficult situation back home. And this was not an easy journey for our parents who have made it as refugees or as immigrants. And on a personal level, I think about my father he tells me stories about how he had to walk weeks through the desert seeking refuge just to escape political persecution. And I admire this story so much, and it makes me think, my father walked through the desert so that I could walk across the graduation stage. And I told myself, even though we all may be thousands of dollars in debt for university, and we owe so much money back to the school, that doesn't matter because the real debt we owe is to our parents. And that type of debt, you can't put a price on that. All of those that have supported us along the years, we are so grateful. To keep this short and to the point, this day wouldn't be possible without our supporting family members, our strong church community, and ultimately God. And what's wonderful is that every year, our community continues to get stronger and we build upwards. And we get stronger and stronger as more of us graduate every single year in different fields. If we look around ourselves, there's a community of engineers, of economists, of nurses, of social workers, of journalists, and the list goes on. We should all be so proud that every year we can come together and celebrate a new group of graduates. And I think that this is a huge sign of success. Not only personal success for the people who graduated, but this represents a success for the community as a whole as we're getting stronger and stronger. lastly, I just want to say to the next group of young graduates or high school students, I hope gathering here today will inspire you and motivate you to keep pushing. Or as I like to say, my favorite quote, I have this painted on my wall, climb as high as you can dream. And I truly believe in that. So every day when I wake up, I see this quote on my wall. So don't ever forget to climb as high as you can dream. And more importantly, don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance. If any of you guys know anybody here who has graduated in a field that you're interested in, don't be afraid to approach us to ask questions. We're here to support you and to guide you if ever you need help. And lastly, I can't stress enough the importance of having an open relationship with your parents or your family members, and vice versa, parents to have an open relationship with your children. I know that a lot of times there may be language barriers or cultural differences or just generational differences between us and our parents, and it's not easy for us kids sometimes to relate to our parents and our parents to us. But at the end of the day, we can learn a lot from our differences, and we can learn a lot if we listen to each other. I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here, and congrats to all the graduates. We finally made it, and I have no doubt that everyone will go out after this day and just make a huge impact on society. So congrats to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. That was a beautiful speech. I honestly don't know how to top it. It was amazing. So right now we're gonna start with handing out the certificates. But before we do that, I would like to make sure that the grads know that they would walk down this way, this path, and avoid going down over there. ጠላታችሁን will join us at the front and hand the certificates to the graduates. And as for the high school kids, please just step over from your chairs as your names are called.
አምላካዊውን ባለፈው ቤተክርስቲያን ስናገር ነበር። እግዚአብሔር በኦሪት ዘጸአት ምዕራፍ 20 ለሕዝቡ 10ን ትእዛዛት ቀድሞ ሲነገሩ የነበረው ከመግለጹ በፊት አምላካዊውን እንዲህ አለ፣ ለሚወዱኝና ለሚያከብሩኝ እስከ 1000 ትውልድ ድረስ ምሕረትና ይቅርታን አደርጋለሁ አለ እግዚአብሔር። ለሚወዱኝና ለሚያከብሩኝ እስከ 1000 ትውልድ ድረስ እናደርጋለሁ አለ እግዚአብሔር። ምሕረትና ይቅርታን አደርጋለሁ። እነዚያ እግዚአብሔርን የሚወዱና የሚያከብሩ ወላጆቻችን አምላካዊ ጥበቃ ዛሬ ከኛ ደርሶ በዓለም ዙሪያ ብዙ ኢትዮጵያውያን በዓለም ዙሪያ በተለያየ ደረጃ ይመረቃሉ። ባለፈው አንድ ጊዜ አንድ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ውስጥ 7 ሴቶች ልጆች ተመረቁ ተብሎ ሁላችሁም አይታችኋል አይደለም? በትልቅ ደስታ ነበረ። 7 ብቻ ያሉ በጣም ብዙ ይመረቃሉ እና አንዳንድ ነገሮች ተላለፉ ነበርና በዓለም ዙሪያ በሚመረቁ ልጆቻችን እኛ እንታያለን፣ አገራችን ትታያለች። ግን እኛ የምንታየው እኛነታችን ይዘን ከሄድ ነው እንጂ እኛነታችን ወደኋላ ከተውነው ልጆቻችን ነገር ምን እንደሆኑ ማን እንደሆኑ አይተዋወቁም። እኔ አንድ የሚያስጨንቀኝ ነገር ንገራቸው። ከሚያስጨንቀኝ ነገር አንዳንዶቹ ልጆቻችን አውሮፓ ሀገሮች የተለያየ ቋንቋ ከሚናገሩ ህዝቦች ተወልደዋል። ቋንቋቸው ያደጉበትን ሀገር ቋንቋ ነው ያለው። ስማቸው ሂብሩ ነው። ዜግነታቸው የተወለዱበትን ሀገር ዜግነት ነው ያለው። አጋጣሚ ሆነው ሀገራቸው ላይ ቢገናኙ በምንድን ነው የሚነጋገሩት? በምንድን ነው የሚተዋወቁት? መፋጠጥ ነው። ቋንቋ አይገናኙ ብቻ ኢትዮጵያዊ ናቸው ተብሎ ነገራቸው። ከዚያ ልጆቹ ይፋጣሉ እና ልጆቻችን የራሳችን ማድረግ አለብን። እግዚአብሔር አብዝቶ እንዲባርካቸው እየጸለይ አሁን ምነግራችሁ ቤተክርስቲያን ከጸሎት ጋር ይችን ሰርተፍኬት ሰጣችኋለች። ቤተክርስቲያን ልጆች ገና እንዲወለዱ ጸልያለች። ሲጸነሱ ጤነኛ እንዲሆኑ ጸልያለች። ከተወለዱ እንዲያድጉ ካደጉ ለቁም ነገር እንዲበቁ ቁም ነገር ከበቁ በኋላ ደግሞ ወልደው ለማሳደግ እንዲበቁ ጸልያለች። ወላጆች እንኳን ደስ አላቸው። ይችላል ተረጎድኝና እንሰጣቸዋለን። እሺ
Congratulations, class of 2017. You have grown with the blessings of the church and the unconditional love and support of your family to become talented and aspiring graduates. This certificate recognizes the hard work, dedication, sacrifice, academic excellence, and outstanding service rendered to the community. It is our hope and praise that you are an inspiration to the next generation. We pray and ask God Almighty to guide you through your future endeavors in peace and humility, for He is the eternal Savior. Amen. So first, I'm going to be calling on Dakon Samson Ambaya. Naomi Haile. Beto Ailu. Teodoro Shibatu. Masarat Tamra. Before we move on to the high school graduates, there are three graduate members from our community who couldn't make it today. So I will be calling their names in recognition. First is Anna Mashasha. If I can get applause for her. Second is Tigis Dabage. And the third is Natanya Ababa. All right, so we will begin with the high school graduates now. Samson Abraham. Thomas Ayala. Mary Balacho. Emmanuel Baruch. Emmanuel Dawit. Not here either. Kiwat isn't here either, but we're gonna give her recognition. Kiwat is Kiwat. Jonathan Gasasa. Moses Katsala. Samson Gudane. Okay. Betania, that's fine. Yimla, Zalaka. Now, congratulations to the class of 2017. Before we continue with our celebrations tonight, I would like to bring someone on stage to give a quick speech. He is a little distinguished from the rest of our graduates today because of the circumstances and the obstacles that have been in his path. That one, Samson. Dapon Samson came to Canada as an immigrant. He's also Dapon of the church, a pillar of our community, and English being not his mother tongue, every obstacle possibly thrown in your way, especially in continuing in post-academic studies, made it more difficult, but yet he persevered, and I would like to bring him to the stage so he can say a few words.
ወወልድ ወመንፈስ ቅዱስ አሐዱ አምላክ አሜን። ከሁሉ አስቀድሜ ይሄንን ስለተሰጠኝ በእግዚአብሔር ስም አመሰግናለሁ። የዝግጅቱን አስተባባሪዎች፣ እሺ፣ ከሁሉ አስቀድሜ ይሄንን ስለተሰጠኝ የዝግጅቱን አስተባባሪዎች አመሰግናለሁ። እንደገና እግዚአብሔር አምላክ ደግሞ ሁላችንንም እኔንም ሁሉንም ተመራቂዎች ያለፉትን የትምህርት ዘመናት በሰላም አስጨርሶ እንድንመረቅ ስለረዳን እግዚአብሔር አምላካችንን አመሰግነዋለሁ። በተለይ ደግሞ የቤተክርስቲያናችንን አባቶች፣ እናቶች፣ እህቶች፣ ወንድሞች በሙሉ አመሰግናለሁ። በተለይ አባታችን መመሰናይ በተለይ ለኔ ለትምህርቴ መሳካት ብዙ ነገር ከጸሎት ጀምሮ ሌሎችም ብዙ ነገሮችን ድጋፍ በማድረግ ከጎኔ ሳይለዩ ድጋፍ በመሆናቸው በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። እንግዲህ የተሰጠኝ አንዳንድ ከበር ማድረግ ያለብኝ ነጥቦች አሉ በአምስት ደቂቃ ውስጥ እና 5 ደቂቃ ላለማስመለጥ እሞክራለሁ። ሳምሶን ማን ነው? ባጭሩ እንግዲህ ሳምሶን እንደምታውቁት የቤተክርስቲያናችን ጎበዝም በሆንም ባልሆንም ዲያቆን ነኝ እና ኢትዮጵያ ዲያቆን አልነበርኩም። ካናዳ ከመጣሁ በኋላ ነው ዲያቆን የሆንኩት። ካናዳ በመጣሁ በአንድ ዓመቴ ያው የአገልጋይ እጥረት ነበረ ሞንትሪያል። ዲያቆን እንደሆነ ተጠየቅኩኝና ፈቃደኛ ሆንኩና እዛ ነው ዲቆና የተሰጠኝ። ከዛ በኋላ ማገልገል ጀመርኩ። ኢትዮጵያ ሳለሁ ግን የሰንበት ትምህርት ቤት አባል ነበር። እንደ ማንኛውም ወጣት ተቀምጬ መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ እማራለሁ፣ ዘምራለሁ፣ ጸሎት እካፈላለሁ። ከዛ በኋላ በተለያዩ ኮሚቴዎች አገለግላለሁ። ግን ዲቁና አገልጋይ አልነበርኩም። እንዴት ወደ ካናዳ መጣሁኝ? እንግዲህ ካናዳ ስመጣ 3ኛ ሀገሬ ነበረ። በተለያዩ ጊዜያት በስራ ምክንያት የውጭ ሀገር ስልጠና እድል አገኝ ነበረ። ናይሮቢ፣ ኬንያ፣ ስዊትዘርላንድ፣ ጄኔቫ ለስልጠና ሄጄ ስልጠና ስጨርስ ወደ አዲስ አበባ መለስ ነበር። ምክንያቱም ሰንበት ትምህርት ቤቴን በጣም ስለምወድ ስራዬንም አገሬንም በጣም ወድ ስለነበር ካናዳ ሞንትሪያልም ለዚሁ ለስራ ስልጠና መጣሁኝ እና መመለስ አልቻልኩም። ያው ካናዳ ቀረው ማለት ነው። ግን ካናዳ ስቀር ኢሚግሬሽን በጣም አስቸጋሪ ሆነብኝ። 14 ዓመት ሙሉ ያው መጠበቅ ነበረብኝ ሊጋል ስታተስ ለማግኘት የፐርማነንት ሬዚደንሲ ስታተስ ለማግኘት 14 ዓመት መጠበቅ ነበረብኝ። እግዚአብሔር ቸር አምላክ ስለሆነ ቅድም እንደነገርኳችሁ ገና በመጣሁ አንድ ዓመት ሳይሆን ዲያቆን ተደረግኩኝ እና በቅዳሴ በመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ማስተማር በሁሉም አገልግሎት አይምሮዬ በጣም ሰላም ነበረው። ምንም 14 ዓመት 14 ቀንም አልመሰለኝም ነበር ሲያልፍ ማለት ነው። ያው የእግዚአብሔር ሰላም የእግዚአብሔር እንክብካቤ ብዙ ስለነበረኝ ማለት ነው እና ከሁሉ በላይ ደግሞ እናንተም ያው እንደምታውቁት እንደ ወንድምም እንደ እናትም እንደ አባትም እንደ እህትም እንትናችን ግንኙነታችን በጣም የፍቅር ስለሆነ ይሄን ተጨምሮበት ያው አልከበደኝም ነበር። ምንም ጭንቀት ምናምን ወይም ችግር አልነበረብኝም። በዚህ 14 ዓመት አለፈ። መጨረሻ ላይ ተቀባይነት አገኘሁኝ። እንግዲህ ተቀባይነት ሳገኝም በቀላሉ አልነበረም። ሁላችሁም ታውቁታላችሁ። ከፍተኛ የሆነ የጠበቃ ወጪ ምናምን ነበረ። ይህንን ሁሉ የቤተክርስቲያናችን አባላት ባይኖሩ ኖሮ ያው ላይሆንም ነበር እና ይህን ሁሉ የእግዚአብሔር መሳሪያ ሆናችሁ እንዲሳካ ያደረጋችሁ በሙሉ በእግዚአብሔር ስም አመሰግናለሁ። እግዚአብሔር ይባርካችሁ። ይህንን አጋጣሚ ተጠቅሜ ማመስገን እፈልጋለሁ። እንግዲህ ከኢሚግሬሽን ካገኘው በኋላ ወደ ትምህርት ቤት ነው የሄድኩት። ባገኘሁኝ ማግስት ማለት ነው የዛሬ 5 ዓመት 6 ዓመት አካባቢ ሜዲካል ላቦራቶሪ ፖስት ሰከንደሪ ኮሌጅ ገብቼ ሜዲካል ላቦራቶሪ ዲፕሎማ ጨረስኩኝ። እሱን እንደጨረስኩኝ ኦዞና ዩኒቨርሲቲ ኢንተርናሽናል ዴቨሎፕመንት ኤንድ ግሎባላይዜሽን የሚባል ፕሮግራም ተማርኩኝ እና በባችለር ኦፍ ሶሻል ሳይንስ የዛሬ 5 ቀን ነው 6 ቀን ተመረኩኝ ማለት ነው እና የሁሉ ስለሆነ በጣም ደስተኛ ነኝ። እግዚአብሔርን አመሰግናለሁ። እናንተንም ከልቤ ወዳችኋለሁ፣ አመሰግናችኋለሁ። ወደፊትም ከእናንተ ጋር በቤተክርስቲያንም በማህበራዊ ህይወትም በመስራት መቀጠል እንድንችል እግዚአብሔርን ለምናለሁ። እንግዲህ የመጨረሻው ነጥብ ምንድነው? እንዴት ነበር የትምህርት ቤት ህይወት ማለት በእንደኔ አይነት ስታተስ ላለ ሰው? እኔ ብቻዬን ስለሆነ የምኖረው ያው ሁሉንም ነገር እኔ ነኝ የምሰራው፣ የቤት ስራውንም ጥናቱንም፣ ሌላው ደግሞ እንደ ሰው እንደመሆኔ መጠን የሚያስፈልገኝን ነገር ሁሉ ራሴ ነኝ የምሰራው ማለት ነው እና እንደዚህ ሲሆን ትንሽ ይከብዳል። ከሰው ጋር ሆነው መማር ጥሩ ይመስለኛል። እና ለልጆቻችሁ አሁን ለዚህ ሀገር ለተወለዱት እዚህ ወስዋ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ውስጥ ለሚማሩ ልጆች አጭር የሚጠቅም ምክር የምለው ምንድን ነው? በተቻለ መጠን አንዳንድ ነገሮች ዩኒቨርሲቲ ጀምረው እስኪጨርሱ ድረስ እርዷቸው። ማለትም ጊዜ ብዙ ጊዜ የለም፣ የታይም ማኔጅመንት ነው ቁልፉ እና ብዙ ጊዜው ትምህርት ላይ የሚያሳልፍ ልጅ ይሳካለታል። በተለያዩ ስራዎች ጊዜው የሚበታተንበት ልጅ ደግሞ ትንሽ ትምህርቱ ውጤቱ ሊጎዳ ይችላል እና በተቻለ መጠን ከሰው ጋር ከእናት ከአባት ጋር ምናምን የሚኖር ልጅ ትምህርቱ ይቀለዋል እና ይህንን ወላጆች እንግዲህ አስቡላቸው። 100% እንትናቸውን ጊዜያቸውንም አቅማቸውንም ትምህርቱ ላይ እንዲያሳልፉ ብታደርጉላቸው ይጠቅማቸዋል። እንግዲህ ሁላችሁም የሃይ ስኩል ተማሪዎችም እንግዲህ እንዲሳካላችሁ ትምህርት ጊዜያችሁን 100% ትምህርት ላይ አውሉት ማለት ነው። ፎከስ ኦን ዩር ስኩል 100%. Don't waste time on something that's not education. So don't waste your time. Spend all your time in school. Do your assignment on time. Study hard before exam. Then you will succeed. You can graduate. But if you waste your time, then your grade may be lower, and then you may have difficulty of graduation. So school is all about time management. Okay, if you are smart in managing your time, you can graduate in 4 years. So may God help you. May God bless you.
Thank you, Samson, for that speech. So at the moment, we will be starting the tea and coffee service, but you don't have to move anywhere. It'll be served to you. I would like to have your attention engaged at the TVs because we have prepared a slideshow of the graduates and where they graduated from and what they graduated in. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
On this account, I decided Carleton was going to be my first choice. I also found out that they had one of the very few aerospace engineering programs in the country. At that point, for the sole reason of sounding cool and exciting, I chose aerospace engineering at Carleton University. Looking back, making this decision as a high school student and a newcomer was not a simple task. It was all new to me. And we had similar organizations such as PECO when I was making this decision. First, I would have found out that sounding cool is not really an impressive skill set on anyone's resume. But most importantly, I would have found out that there were only a handful of aerospace companies in Canada. Therefore, the career choices and prospects were very limited unless I'm highly specialized and willing to move around the globe. Fortunately, I found out via other means the challenges of being in a very specialized sector. After 1 year in aerospace engineering, I decided to change my program to mechanical engineering. And funny enough, in my last school days in Ethiopia, my favorite physics teacher told me to go and be a mechanical engineer in Canada. So I guess it was meant to be. During my early university years, one of my friends positively peer pressured me to come to one of PECO's events. From then on, I joined as a member and eventually became part of the executive team as a vice president. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what PECO is, but what you probably don't know is the variety of our members' skills and the diversity of their professional backgrounds. Being part of such a diverse team has helped me in several ways. I improved many of my soft skills, such as public speaking, presentation, leading a team, being open to new ideas, and compromising in a team. I also built up my confidence to take on initiatives and approaching other professionals. And those soft skills made a huge difference in my success during my last year of university. I continued to apply these skills when I was a project leader for the Carleton University Simulator project. I was comfortable and confident enough to reach out to other professors and teachers and teacher assistants who were not necessarily my direct supervisors to review and comment on my work. And doing that ensured mine and my team's success in that project. And just yesterday, I found out that our current Vice President, Kedus, won the former Governor General Michel Jean Leadership Award. And PECO was instrumental on this by providing him with leadership opportunities as well as writing him supporting letters. However, PECO's influence does not stop at building your soft skills. Now, thinking about it, I actually have a team of PECO members who are continuously investing their time to ensure my success. For instance, Ambassador Sadis spoke earlier. This kid this, who is a marketing professional, is continuously giving me advice on how I can market myself to better suit a position or how to represent myself on job sites such as LinkedIn. We have discussed how I can tailor my resume to fit each job. She has edited my resume and shown me the proper ways of filling out job applications on several locations. These processes are what make the biggest differences on an individual's hireability. And right now, I find myself having to make another big decision regarding my career path. Luckily this time, my main basis for a career decision is not how cool something sounds, although that's definitely a plus. I and this brother groom have chatted a few times on how to navigate the private job sector in a government town such as Ottawa. Few government professionals, such as our President Belay and our board members Ibrahim and Mengistu, have shared my resume with their co-workers and went as far as setting up informal interviews and tours of their workplace. Fortunately, in the end, their work paid off, and I was able to get a guest worker position at the National Research Council as a mechanical designer in the aerospace division. It seems like I'm still And it seems like I'm still swinging between aerospace and the mechanical industry. So I hope I'm a great example of how PECO takes care of its members. But it's not only what we took away from PECO, it's still critical for all of us to give back to the organization and to and to give back to our community as a whole. It is this constant giving and taking between TekleHaimanot's members and the organization itself that ensures that we all grow and continue to be successful and motivate each other for the greater good. I hope I've piqued your interest enough to want to learn more about TekleHaimanot. If you have any interest in joining or have any questions, you can either talk to me, and I think we have one of our members here as well, Muna, who's our event coordinator, so you can ask us any questions regarding signing up or what the organization does. Before I finish my speech, I have a couple of announcements. We are currently raising funds for the third annual TekleHaimanot Scholarship. We will be hosting a barbecue on July 22nd at Vincent Massey Park. And I'm told we will be having Agangid as well, so sounds good. Last year we had more than 100 people join in the fund. So if you are interested, you can buy tickets from myself today, and we'll be selling tickets in the coming few weeks as well. And if you'd like to make a personal contribution to the scholarship fund, you can go to our GoFundMe online page. The webpage is gofundme.com/TekleHaimanot. And this is a snapshot from this morning. And as you can see, we still have a long way to go to make it to $2,000. And we'll also be looking for volunteers on July 22nd. And this is especially great for high school students looking to add more volunteer hours to their diploma requirements. So we will share the volunteer sign-up sheets on our Facebook page and the community churches as well. Before I finish, I want to thank you, Incoin, who's in the back, for organizing this. Also for giving us the floor. And thank you everyone for listening, and I really hope to see you all at the barbecue on July 22nd.
Generationally speaking, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, there were people who acquired wisdom. And that wisdom could be in the field of math, it could be in the field of cars, it could be in the field of political science, or any of the different aerospace engineering, flying, planes, and all these different types of fields which exist in the world. And different people have added to that knowledge that exists in that field. And what you guys have done is inherited that through the courses, through your professors. You have received that knowledge, you have received that wisdom. And if you are lucky, if you are blessed, you might be able to continue your education and maybe throw your little drop of water into the ocean of knowledge which exists in your field. When we talk about recently species, this year, for example, the country that we live in, we're born in, for me personally, maybe not all of us, is celebrating its 150th birthday. There's 150 years of inherited pride of this country, Canada. There's 150 years of inherited wisdom of our prime ministers. There's 150 years, and even beyond that, if we go beyond before Confederation, back to history and our Canadian knowledge. I'd like to also talk to you about your other side of you guys. Of course, you all born and raised in Canada, or if not even born and raised, you came here when you were a kid, and it's a big part of your identity. But just as much, you're being Ethiopian, the country that your parents are from, or your grandparents are from, is just as much as part of your identity as being Canadian is. And that's what it is for you guys to graduate, taking into account the difficulties that exist for people of your color. So, we as Ethiopians, growing up in the diaspora, shouldn't neglect the vast amount of knowledge, the vast amount of inheritance that awaits us if we were to take the time, the energy, could be the money, to invest in our Ethiopian side of us. So, one of the biggest things when we talk about Ethiopia is, we talk about Canada has 150 years, maybe if we go further back, it's about 500 years or 600 years since this country was discovered and has written history. When we look at our country, Ethiopia, we can go back 2,000 years, 3,000 years, and we have an acquired amount of inheritance stretching that far back. especially when we come to, obviously this is a church event, it's being hosted by the church. When we talk about our church, we have around 2,000 years. 2009 in the Ethiopian calendar, 2017 if you're going by the Canadian calendar, have inherited wisdom and knowledge and blessing that exists in our church. And to neglect those 2009 years or 2017 years, however you wish to count, is a neglect of such a big part of who we are. I feel personally, I can speak to this for myself, would leave a big gap in our realization of who we are as human beings, as Ethiopians, as Ethiopian Canadians living in Canada in the 21st century. One of the things Yoli spoke to earlier when she talked about her organization with PAYCO was the whole reason why it functions so well. It's not about her being able to go visit different places, her being able to get a job. The reason it continues, the reason it propagates, the reason it grows is because, as you just saw her be a witness to, she came up here and she now, as a graduate, can be a voice, can be a person that you guys can go to when you graduate, and she can help you guys. And as a result of that, that network grows. The church is the exact same way. Your parents have come here, they have spent their time, their money, their energy, building this church for themselves and for you. And like I said, it's one of the fundamental, I don't know if you guys seen the movie Lucy, but Morgan Freeman at one point, he gives a speech. Well, no, there's this woman, Lucy, who acquires this disease and she's gonna die in a couple of days. And she doesn't know what to do. She's like, what do I do with all this knowledge that I have? And he tells her, like, since the beginning of life, the whole reason life exists, or the purpose of life, I'm not advocating this, by the way, but it makes my point for today. He says the purpose of life is to pass on the information, or the DNA in that case, in that movie. So she's acquired all this knowledge, and then she ends up putting it into some little USB for future generations to learn from. So and he says that's the whole purpose of life. Like I said, this is personally, this is a small portion of our life, but it is a big portion of our life. And as a result of that, all this, whether it is the building, the knowledge, the teachings, the mazmurs, the music that exists in Ethiopian culture, all that you have the ability to inherit, I urge you to try your best to inherit as much of it as possible, as you can. You might specialize in one field. Maybe if you're a aerospace engineer, you might want to discuss something about Ethiopians and flying, or what they've done. If you're a scholar of the church, you might want to study what the fathers of the church have said that were Ethiopian. And all of this stuff, if you're an agricultural person, you might want to study the plants and all this stuff. This is all inherited knowledge. And I urge you all to try your best to not neglect, no matter how hard it is, how difficult it is, this vast 2,000, 3,000 years worth of knowledge, this worth of inheritance that you possess, just as much as you strive to inherit the knowledge and the inheritance that's been given to you by the Western world, you should just as much try to accept and inherit and strive to learn about your Ethiopian heritage as well. And that's all I wanted to say for today. We hope for you guys to come back next year. So me, Abby, and Gasi, we were all previous graduates, and we do this for you guys as our way of paying it forward, and we hope you guys will graduate and you guys in the future. We'll do the same for the next years that graduate as well, with the decorations, making videos, and posting the thing as well. So we urge you guys to do that. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you on this. As much as I would love to continue from that speech, we have to keep moving on for the sake of timing. So we're going to try something a little new this year. I don't believe we did this last year. I would like two parents, one mother, one father, if they have anything they would like to say to the graduates of this year, they can do that right now. And I'm going to pick at random, but if you have something to say, you can raise your hand and I can bring the mic over to you. There are no parents who want to say anything? Really? Nobody? Not a single person, are you sure?
እነዚህ ልጆች እዚህ ያሳድገን እዚህ ያስተምረን እነዚህ ልጆቻችን እናንተ ቆርተናል። በጣም ደስ ብሎናል። እናንተ ወደ 22 ዓመት አብረን ለፍተናል። 12ኛ ክፍል የጨረሳችሁት ደግሞ 17 ዓመት ወይም 18 ከወላጆቻችሁ ጋር አብራችሁ የለፋችሁት ቀላል ጉዞ አይደለም የሄዳችሁት ጉዞ ከባድ፣ ውጥንቅጥ፣ ከፍተኛ፣ አስቸጋሪ ነው። በብዙ ነገር ብዙ ቻሌንጅ ገጥማችሁ እዚህ ጋር ደረሳችሁ። በጣም ነው። አንድ ነገር ልንገራችሁ። በቅርቡ ልጄ ነገረችኝ ነው መሰረት ነች ነገረች። በአንድ ነገር ተቆጣዋትና ዳዲ you don't know how we passed high school. You don't understand how we passed in the university. Color-wise, hair-wise, and so forth. One thing I can tell you, she said. እንዴት አድርገው ነው እንደዚህ ዲስክሪሚኔት የሚያደርጋችሁ ነው የሚስተካከል? ለመሆኑ
ወደፊት አድርገው እንደዚህ ያለው
ለመሆኑ ይሄ ጸጉርሽ ናቹራል ጸጉር ነው? Nobody believe my daughter has a natural hair like that. So serious work. And I tell you, it might look like a joke. It looks like a joke, but it's serious. Why is it serious? Why do people try to know what type of hair she has? It is a means and a way of downgrading her. And I didn't know that until she told me very, very recently. And she has kept it for a long time. So the challenges that you have passed is not very easy. And we, as parents, we have passed a lot of challenges. Because we grew up in a different culture. We grew up in a different environment where the community cares, where the neighbor cares. Here, you are by your own. And we call it in emergency preparedness, you are by your own. ይህንን ሁሉ ቻሌንጅ ተወጠን ወላጆች እዚህ ያደርሰናቸዋል። ከዚህ በኋላ you take the horse to the river, but you cannot force him to drink or to eat. So it is up to you now. The field is yours. Enjoy and good luck for the future career. The battle is not over. ይህን ካልኩ በኋላ ይህንን ፕሮግራም ላዘጋጁት ወንድሞች እህቶች በጣም ትልቅ አክብሮት አለኝ። እናመሰግናለን። እዚህ ልጆቻቸው ለተመረቁ ወላጆች ስም በእነሱ ስም ወክለውኝ አይደለም የምናገረው፣ ግን በወክላቸው ደግሞ ምንም አላሳፍራቸው ስለሆነ እንኮይ በጣም እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልን፣ እግዚአብሔር ያክብርልን። ይሄ ለወደፊቱ መቀጠል ያለበት ትልቅ አራያ ስለሆነ ቀጥሉበት። መብራቱን ወይም ቶርቹን ደግሞ ሌሎቻችሁ ተሸክማችሁ ማሻገር አለባችሁ። አንድ አዲስ ዜና የሰማሁትን ልንገርሽ። በዚህ በአንቺ ስራ ስለቀኑ ሰዎች ቶሮንቶ ቤተክርስቲያን እባካችሁ ይሄንን እኛም ማድረግ እንፈልጋለን ስላሉ፣ ስለዚህ እኛ ደግሞ ኤክስፐርት አድቫይዘር ሆነን መሄድ ስለምንችል አንቺን እንልክሽ ይሆናል እና እዚህ አንድ ዴሊጌሽን አለች። እሷንም አስተዋውቃችኋለሁ። እሷን መርጠዋታል። ዛሬ ከቶሮንቶ ነው የመጣችው ዶክተር ሙሉ ገለቱ ያለሽ እዚህ ጋር አንድ ጊዜ ትንሽ እዛ ጋር ነሽ። ስለዚህ ዶክተር ሙሉ ገለቱ ከቶሮንቶ ይህንን አይነት ጉዳይ እዛ ለማስተዋወቅ ከሚቀጥለው ዓመት ጀምሮ ስለምትል ፕሊዝ ጊቭ ሄር ኤክስፐርት አድቫይዘር ካውንስሊንግ። በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። እግዚአብሔር ያክብርልኝ። እንግዶቻችን እዛውን ተቀበላችሁ ስለመጣችሁና ጊዜያችሁን አባክናችሁ ብዙ ስራ ነው ያለባችሁ፣ ብዙ ውጣ ውረድ ነው ያለው እዚህ ሀገር እናውቃለን። ይህንን ሁሉ ችላችሁ እዚህ መጣችሁ ከእኛ ጋር የደስታችን ተካፋይ ስለሆናችሁ በጠቅላላ በተመራቂዎቹና በተመራቂዎቹ ወላጆች ስም እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልን፣ እግዚአብሔር ያክብርልን። አባታችንን እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልን።
So can we give a round of applause to the parents? Everyone who helped cook food and bring drinks and help serve it, I want to give thank you to them, everybody in the kitchen. Everyone who made a speech to congratulate, encourage, and thank the graduates, to them, and especially His Excellency Ambassador Tatisa. Thank you. I want to thank Abatashin, Mandrasanai Atmasu for handing out certificates and being the spiritual father and administrator of our church. I would also like to single out Wazirul Inquat and we have come to an end.
እዚህ ያደረሱ እናቶች አሉ፣ ግን አንድ እናት ነኝ ብሎ ሊወጣ ስላልቻሉ እኔ ዝም ብዬ ልሰካቸው ብዬ ነው። ይቅርታ። እንግዲህ እዚህ ቤተክርስቲያንም ሆነ እዚህ ከተማ ውስጥ እኔ በመጣሁበት ዘመን ይሄ ሁሉ ልጅ አልነበረም። ከመጣው በኋላ የተወለዱ ከመጣው በኋላ ተምረው አድገው ተምረው እዚህ ደረጃ ላይ የደረሱ ናቸው። በተለይ እንደ ዮሐንስን ብንወስድ የእናትና አባቱን ሰርግ እዚሁ የበላው ሰው ልጅ የብዙዎቹን ልጅነት የብዙዎቹን ማደግ የብዙዎቹን እዚህ መድረስ እዚሁ አውቃለሁኝ፣ እዚሁ ነኝ። ሁላችሁም ታገኛላችሁ። ሌላው ደግሞ ከኔ በተሻለ ኢትዮጵያ የምትባለው ልጅ እዚህ ቤተክርስቲያን ውስጥ ያለች ያደገች፣ እነዚህ ሁሉ ልጆች በእናትነት በሞግዚትነት ተቆጥታ ግልጻን ችላ እነዚህ ሁሉ ልጆች እዚህ ያደረሰች ኢትዮጵያ እንድታመሰግኗት እወዳለሁ። እኔ እንዳመሰግናት እወዳለሁ። ተመራቂዎቹ ልጆቻችን እናታችሁ እንዳክስታችሁ እንደ ሁሉ ነገራችሁ አድርጋችሁ ብታዋቅም የወደፊት አደራ መሰጣችሁ ነው። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ። መልካም እንግዲህ የስራ ዘመን እንላለን።
wants to share with the rest of you and for the graduates, so please give her your attention.
የዛሬ ደስታ ከልክ በላይ ከመጠን ያለፈ ደስታ መልካም ምርት አንድ ገበሬ የዘራውን ዘር ካንበጣው ሳረው ከሁሉ ጠብቆ ወቅቱ ሲደርስ ምርቱ ወደ ቦታው ሲያስገባ ደስ ይለዋል። ዛሬ የተሰማኝ ደስታ ልክ እንደዛኛው ገበሬ ነው። እዚህ ሀገር ስመጣ እነዚህ ልጆች በጣም ትንሽ ነበሩ። ግማሾቹ ደግሞ ከመጣ በኋላ ነው የተወለዱት። ግን እስኪ የመሰረትን ትንሽ ልናገር። መስዬ ልጁና ቀሚስ ይዛ ነው የምትሄደው፣ ውዳሴን ጭምር ማለት ነው። እና ከልጅነታቸው ጀምሮ አብረው ነው ያደጉት። አመት በዓል በመጣ ቁጥር ራሳቸው በእጃቸው ይስሉና የራሳቸው ፎቶግራፍ አድርገው ነው የሚሰጡኝ። ሞስት ኦፍ ክሪስማስ ታይም ማለት ነው። ዮሐንስ፣ አቤል፣ ሮቤል ብዙዎቹ አብረው ያደጉት። የዛሬ ደስታ ግን ከአሁን በፊት ሲሰጡኝ የነበረው ደስታ ሳይሆን የበለጠ ደስታ ነው። እንዴት ነው? እናንተ የወለዳችኋቸው ሳይሆን እኔ ራሴ ወልጄ ለዚህ እንዳበቃኋቸው አይነት ስሜት ነው የተሰማኝ። እውነትም የራሴ ናቸው። እናንተ የፈለጋችሁበት የራሴ ናቸው። እኔ የማስበው እዚህ ቤተክርስቲያን ያሉ ህፃናት የኔ ናቸው። የምቆጣቸው እንደ ራሴ ልጆች ነው። የምንከባከባቸው እንደ ራሴ ልጆች አድርጌ ነው። እኔ ስለ እናንተ አላቅም፣ አያገባኝም። እኔ ግን ስለምወዳችሁ ስለማፈቅራችሁ ለእናንተ ያለኝን ፍቅርና መውደድ አክብሮት በልጆቻችሁ ላይ ነው ሪፍሌክት የማደርገው የማንጸባርቀው። እኔ እዚህ የመጣሁት እናንተን ለማገልገል ነው። እናንተ ለማገልገል ነው የመጣሁት። እግዚአብሔር በራሱ መንገድ መርጦን ከተለያየ ችግርና በሽታ ሞት አትርፎን ሳላስበው በሱ ሀሳብ በሱ ፈቃድ ስለነበረ ይችን ሀገር እንድረቃ ከእናንተ ጋር እንድገናኝ እናንተ እንዳገለግል እግዚአብሔር ፈቅደዋል። እግዚአብሔር የተመሰገነ ይሁን። ተቀበሉ። ዛሬም ነገ ለወዲያኛው በህይወት እስካለው ድረስ የፈለገውን ቢመጣ አገልግሎቴን አላቆምም። ልጆቻችሁ ሲያድጉ ሲዳሩ ሲወልዱ አገለግላለሁ። እነሱም አገልግሎቴ በደስታ እንደሚቀበሉት አምናለሁ። ባረጅም እንኳን አገልግሎቴን አላቆምም እና አንድ ጊዜ በህይወቴ ከብሬ ማለት ነው ለትልቅ እንትንታልቼ ሚዜ ሆንኩኝ። ፍሬ ህይወት አግብታ ሚዜ ሆንኩኝ እና መሲና ሁለት ልጆች ሽንት ቤት መሄድ ፈልገው ሲጠይቋት ለካ ኢትዮጵያ ጋር ሂዱ ብላለች እና ምርጥ መድረክ ላይ መጥተው ኢትዮጵያ ከሚዜ ጋር ሰዎች ነው ሲሉ የት ልግባ? እሺ ብዬ ከመድረክ በርጄ ልጆቹን ወሰድኩኝና የሚፈልጉትን አድርገው ስንመለስ ያንተናልኩም ግን ያላቸውን ፍቅር እኔ ፈልገው መድረክ ድረስ ነው የመጡት እና ምን ያህል ልጆቹ ከኔ ጋር ያላቸውን ሪሌሽንሽፕ ሞር እያጠነከረው እኔ እንደነሱ ያለኝ ፍቅር እየጨመረ ነው የመጣውና እግዚአብሔር እድሜ ጤና ሰላም ይስጠን፣ አይለየን፣ አንድ ያርገን። እውነት ልባችንን ህብረታችንን ፍቅራችንን አንድ ያርገን። እኛ ከአንድ የደም ገንቦ የተቀዳን ህዝቦች ነን። የኢትዮጵያ ህዝብ ወርቅ ነው። ወርቅ በእሳት ነጥሮ እንደሚወጣ ሁሉ የኢትዮጵያ ህዝብ በብዙ መከራና ችግር ነጥሮ የወጣ ነው። እውነት ችግር ቢመጣ ማን ነው ወንድሜ ችግር ደርሶታል ብሎ የማይሮጠው? ፖለቲካ ቢለያየንም በአንድ መንፈስ በአንድ እምነት በአንዲት ሀገር አንድ ህዝቦች አንድ ሰዎች ነን። ሌላው ሰው ወሬ የሚበግረው ህዝብ አይደለም። የኢትዮጵያ ህዝብ ጥሩነትና ረሃብ ችግር ያልበገረውን ህዝብ ወሬ አይበግረውም። እኔ 50 ዓመት ነው። በ50 ዓመት ውስጥ ግን 50 አይነት ችግር፣ 50 አይነት ፈተና፣ 50 አይነት መንገድ፣ 50 አይነት ነገር አልፌያለሁ። ስጓዝ አንድ እምነት አንድ ፍቅር ይዤ ነው የምጓዘው። ለምን? የማገኘውን ህዝብ መንገድ ላይ ኦሮሞ ባገኝ አካም ነጋያ ያልፋል፣ አፋር ባገኝ ነጋስ የሚል ይሄዳል፣ ሶማሊ ባገኝ አሰላም አለይኩም ያልፋል፣ ትግሬም ቢሆን ከመሪሃ አማራም ቢሆን እንዴት ዋል። ቋንቋውን የለመድኩት የቋንቋ ፍቅር ብቻ ነው ሳይሆን የህዝቡ ፍቅር ስለነበረ ነው ቋንቋዎችን ያዝኳቸው። እናንተ ፍቅር ካላችሁ ታሸንፋላችሁ። ፍቅር ሁልጊዜ አሸናፊ ነው። እኔ አማራ ነኝ፣ ኦሮሞ ነኝ፣ ከምባታ ነኝ፣ ወላሞ ነኝ፣ ሶልደው ነኝ። አንድም ነገር የኔ ዘር ሐረግ ግድብ የለውም። አንድ አካባቢ ተወለድኩ፣ ያደግኩት ብዙ ቦታ ነው፣ ብዙ አካባቢ ነው ያደግኩት። በህይወቴ 8 ዓመት 9 ዓመት ጅቡቲ ስቀምጥ ፖሊስ የያዘኝ አንድ ቀን ነው። እሱም ዘንግቼ ነው እንጂ ሶማሌ ሲዘን በሶማሊኛ ተናግሬ አክማ ሀይና ይለኛል አፋሩ አንቡ አፋር ያልፋል። ሶማሌ ሲዘን ደግሞ ሆየሌዋ ሶማሌ ላኪና በሃይ ወሐደሽ ያልፋል። ቋንቋውን ስለለመድኩት ብቻ በቋንቋውን እየነገርኩት መከራዎችን አልፋቸዋል። እናንተ መሆን ያለባችሁ ቋንቋ መግባቢያ ነው። ቋንቋ የእገሌ እገሌ አይባልም። ልመዱት፣ ፈልጉት፣ ፈልጋችሁ ካገኛችሁት ይለመዳል። መሆን ያለበት እንደዛ ነው። ስለዚህ ለልጆቻችን የምናስረክባት አገር፣ ለልጆቻችን የምናስረክበው ፍቅር፣ እምነት፣ ተስፋ። እምነት ትልቅ ነገር ነው። ፍቅርና ተስፋ አብረው እነሱ ሶስት አንድ ላይ ነው የሚሄዱት። ነገር ግን አደራ፣ እኔ አደራ የምላችሁ ነገር ቢኖር በውስጣችን ፍቅር ይኑር፣ በውስጣችን ሰላም ይኑር። ሁሌ ማሸነፍ እንችላለን። አንድ ሰው በቤቱ ሰላም ካለው ያ ሰላም ወደ ጎረቤት እያለ ወደ ቀበሌ እያለ ወደ ከፍተኛ እያለ ክፍለ ሀገር ይሆናል። ሁሉ ነገር እጃችን ውስጥ ነው ያለው። ስለዚህ እኔ ዛሬ ማለው ነገ እኖራለሁ፣ ለሚያድጉትም ለተወለዱትም ግራጁዌት እስከሚያደርጉ አብሬ እኖራለሁ። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልን፣ እድሜ ጤና ሰላም ይስጣችሁ። ተምራችሁ ለመልካም ፍሬ ብቁ። እናመሰግናለን።
እስከዛ ሰዓት ለስጋት ሰዓት ማብሮቱ ስብሐተ ወአኮቴተ ይትሐኮት ወይሴባ ስሙ ለእግዚአብሔር ወትረ በኩሉ ጊዜ ወበኩሉ ሰዓት። የምስጋና ጌታ ቅዱስ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ ልጆቻችን በቸርነት ጠብቀህ ከዚህ ዕለትና ሰዓት ስላደረስክልን ስም የተባረከ ይሁንልን። ቀጣይ ሕይወታቸውን በቸርነት እንድትመራላቸው ቅዱስ ፈቃድ ይርዳቸው። ወላጆቻቸውን ለደረሱበት ጸጋ እንድታረሳቸው ከዚያም አልፈህ በዓለም ዙሪያ ያሉትን ሁሉ በቸርነት እንድትመራልን እንድትጠብቅልን ቅዱስ ስምህን ጠርተን እንለምንሃለን። አባታችን ሆይ በሰማያት የምትኖር ስምህ ይቀደስ፣ መንግሥትህ ትምጣ፣ ፈቃድህ በሰማይ እንደሆነች እንዲሁም በምድር ትሁን። የዕለት እንጀራችንን ስጠን ዛሬ፣ በደላችንን ይቅር በለን እኛም የበደሉንን ይቅር እንደምንል። አቤቱ ወደ ፈተና አታግባን ከክፉ ሁሉ አድነን እንጂ መንግሥት ያንተ ናትና ኃይል፣ ክብር፣ ምስጋና ለዘላለሙ አሜን። እመቤታችን ቅድስት ድንግል ማርያም ሆይ በመልአኩ በቅዱስ ገብርኤል ሰላምታ ሰላም እንልሻለን። በሐሳብሽ ድንግል ነሽ፣ በሥጋሽም ድንግል ነሽ። የአሸናፊ እግዚአብሔር እናት ሆይ ሰላምታ ለአንቺ ይገባሻል። ከሴቶች ሁሉ ተለይተሽ አንቺ የተባረክሽ ነሽ፣ የማኅፀንሽም ፍሬ ብሩክ ነው። ጸጋን የተመላሽ ቅድስት ሆይ ደስ ይበልሽ፣ እግዚአብሔር ከአንቺ ጋር ነውና ከተወደደው ልጅሽ ከጌታችን ከመድኃኒታችን ከኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ዘንድ ይቅርታና ምሕረትን ለምኝልን ኃጢአታችንን ያስተሰርይልን ዘንድ ለዘላለሙ አሜን። አቤቱ ጌታ ኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ሆይ ኃጢአትን የምታስተሰርይ በደልን የምትደመስስ የኔንም የሕዝብንም ሁሉ ኃጢአት ይቅር በል። ያሰረ ኃጢአት እግዚአብሔር ይፍታ። እግዚአብሔር ሁላችን ይባርካችሁ። እግዚአብሔር ጠብቃችሁ። አምላካዊ ሰላሙን ይስጣችሁ። ልጆች እግዚአብሔር አብዝቶ አብዝቶ መልካሙን ነገር ያዛላችሁ። ወላጆች ደግሞ ተጨማሪ ጸጋ ተጨማሪ ክብርና ዕድል ለማየት ያብቃን። ሁላችሁ እንድታደሩ ቀጣዩ መርሃ ግብር አብሮ መጫወት የቤተክርስቲያኑን ማስተካከል ነው መሰለኝ። እዚህ ላይ ይመጣናል። ቀጣዩን ወንድም ልጆቻችን ነግሯቸዋል። ዜና ይስጥልኝ።